Hello, my loyal fans, and welcome back to the True Jujutsu podcast. I'm your host, Special Grade Sorcerer Mason Morningstar, and today we're doing that special segment that I talked about last episode. A lot of my fans are new sorcerers, which is I love that. I love that it's new and unexperienced sorcerers that are coming to my podcast for advice. And speaking of advice, many people have been requesting that they could send messages and get advice from me personally, directly. So today, we have a bunch of fans who have sent pre-recorded messages to our email, and we're gonna listen to them, and we're gonna give these people advice on what they need help with. So without further ado, I think we should just get started with voice message number 1.
Hey, what's going on? I'm a first year at Tokyo Jujutsu High. My name is Daniel.
Hello, Daniel.
And so I was training with my sensei, and I hit a black flash for the first time.
Oh,
it was like this
congratulations.
was like a week or two ago,
Okay.
and we've been trying to do the same exercise again and again and again, and I just can't hit another black flash.
Oh.
And I really don't understand how I'm not hitting this black flash. I'm strong, right? All my professors tell me I have a lot of potential, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why I can't hit another black flash. Like, I keep trying, and it's like, I know it's all chance. Like, that's what everyone tells me. It's all chance. But, like, there has to be a strategy to it. And I've heard you've hit a few black flashes in your lifetime. So could you just, could you help me out? I really want to land another black flash. I feel like it would boost me up to a grade 1 sorcerer, you know?
Okay. Thank you. For your voice message. I have hit a few. I'm very consistent with my black flashes, and there's a technique behind that. Not an actual technique, but there's a method behind it. You said it was a random event. Your sources of your professors have told you that, I assume. After you hit the first one, you start like chasing it. A lot of sorcerers make this mistake, and when you're chasing it, you change the rhythm. Because the thing about Black Flash is it's not like a random event or like a motivation event. It's a rhythm event. If you want consistency, many sorcerers think if they hit one Black Flash, the others will come easily to them. But Black Flash increases your perception of cursed energy. So in order to land that Black Flash, you have to learn your control. You have to just train a lot, not on hitting Black Flashes, but more on perceiving and controlling your cursed energy. Because it's really just your cursed energy and your physical energy kind of connecting at the same time in a certain rhythm. And that's all there is to it, honestly. So once you talk to your professor, your sensei, about all this stuff, talk to them about these training exercises to sync your personal energy and your physical energy with your cursed energy, and just how to control it more, because it sounds like you're a little loose with it. But it's a good job that you were able to land your first Black Flash. Not a lot of sorcerers are able to do that in their lifetime, honestly. So it's really impressive. But yeah, that's mainly the caveat to it. So just make sure to learn your control instead of just trying to hit the Black Flash randomly again. Because if you try and chase the Black Flash, it's not going to come back to you. Thank you for calling. We're on to our next call. Let's just get into it.
Hey, Mason.
Hello?
Sorry, I gotta catch my breath. I just got out of a fight with a special grade curse user. Oh my god.
Oh, special grade.
I'm Nathaniel from
Nathaniel.
Tokyo Jujutsu High. I'm a third year. Okay. So I was on a mission to take care of this third year. Sorry, fuck. I was on a mission to take care of this special grade curse user. And so I was fighting him, and I was winning. I was winning at first, and then he kept doing binding vows. Right? He was like, oh, change my domain hand sign and I get to, do this. And I tried doing the same thing, but it just wasn't working. I was just saying stuff into the air and nothing was actually happening. How was he able to use binding vows so frequently? I don't understand how. Could you... Sorry. Could you help me? Because I lost that fight really bad. My Gojo Sensei had to come save me.
Thank you for calling, Nathaniel, was it? Thank you for calling, Nathaniel. So you're having trouble with binding vows. Okay, that's interesting. You said you were trying to use binding vows, but they weren't working. That's because a lot of sorcerers don't really understand binding vows, and like they understand it at a base level, like you gain something by taking something else away, right? That's the base necessity that everyone knows about a binding vow. But it's more, there's more to it, especially when you're using it in battle, because binding vows don't make you stronger; they make you more consistent. Most sorcerers make the mistake of using binding vows for better output, but the best vows that you can apply to yourself in the middle of a fight don't add power, they remove options. That's why they work. Instead of focusing on increasing their strength by, taking something away, they use binding vows to weaken your strengths, right? Because at the end of the day, you as the opponent, you're still strong, right? So they can gain all this power, but you're up on them. So what they do is they use these binding vows to break you down and get rid of all these strengths that you have that they're weak to, so that they can take you out. So my thing with binding vows is you, instead of trying to make yourself stronger, like, take away this so that I can hit more of my curse technique at once, not much of a burnout. But instead, you're just taking stuff away from you without it actually benefiting you in the fight. What you need to focus on is your opponent and how you can take away stuff from your opponent to make it easier for you. Right? I appreciate the call, Nathaniel. Just next time, practice some binding vows that don't necessarily make you stronger, but make your opponent weaker. Now we're on to the third call. Let's get into it.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Johnny. I'm back.
Oh shit, it's Johnny.
I'm a fan favorite, I've learned.
Johnny.
So, I need some advice on something. I heard you were doing the segment, and I really just I need some advice on something because I've been losing pretty bad, and I just don't know why. So I've been fighting these, grade 1, grade 2, special grades, just sorcerers with domain expansions, importantly.
Yeah.
Or curse
Grade
users, I
2s.
guess, what's the difference? That's
whoa.
a controversial take, so I won't get into that. But, so,
Risky.
they all have domain expansions, and I don't know how to avoid them, I keep losing to these domain expansions, and then I have to go call my sensei or just run away from the mission with my life barely intact, So I just really need some advice on how to survive these domain expansions, because I'm losing pretty bad. I kind of have a bad losing streak right now. Thanks, and yeah, I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Johnny, for calling again. So you're losing to domain expansions pretty badly. You don't know how to combat them. Interesting. It's so the reason you're losing, it's not because they're stronger, but it's because you don't have an answer, like you said. And the answer that you need to start looking for is in simple domain. It's not optional. It's not something that you can do when you need it. It's the bare minimum. If you can't defend yourself in a domain, you don't even get to fight. You just lose immediately. You have to learn simple domain because it's the only way to combat someone else's domain without popping your own. So I'd practice on mastering simple domain and other domain nullifying techniques. I've heard there's some out there, but simple domain is the easiest and most effective from what I've heard. So just learn simple domain, because when you are in a domain, that is your answer. Okay? You can't start thinking about how you're going to beat this domain if you're not using simple domain. It's an interesting topic, though. A lot of sorcerers don't really understand this. They think that they can outsmart the domain by using their own technique to yada yada yada. But a lot of domains nowadays are sure hits, right? There's some domains that are like use a lot of binding vows, and in that case, like my domain, I use a lot of binding vows. So it restricts you from using any cursed energy, and you have to fight me hand to hand, purely physical. And the thing about that, you can't use simple domain there. But with domain where it's a sure hit, it's got a sure hit technique imbued in the barrier. You have to use simple domain because that is your only answer in that scenario, or at least the first answer before you can start strategizing. Because, like I said, if you can't defend yourself, you don't get to fight, you lose. Thank you, Johnny, for calling again. I hope to see you next episode or whenever we do calls again. And let's just move on to the next call.
Hi, this is Stacy from
Stacy?
Kyoto Jujutsu High.
Ah.
I'm a second year, and I recently just discovered my domain expansion.
Oh, congratulations.
I call it sparkly shit.
Ooh, that's not good.
I know, I need to work on the name,
That's
but
not a good name.
that's not what's important right now. I was training. There's some special grades at the training grounds, and I wanted to test out my domain
Professors.
expansion because they can handle it. And they all told me that it was weak, and I just don't know how I could really I don't know how I could solve that. So can you help me? What's your advice as a special grade sorcerer with a refined domain expansion? I've heard. Thank you.
Thank you. So, congratulations, first of all, on discovering your domain expansion. That's a big feat for any sorcerer. Really, congratulations. I really hope that you're proud of yourself because that's great. So your domain is weak, you're saying. This is actually a more common problem than you might think. And it's because the training that people do to refine their domains, it's usually on their technique. But it's not because your technique sucks. Your technique can be the greatest, but believe it or not, it's because your barrier is weak. A domain isn't more cursed energy, it's more structure, right? And most sorcerers have zero cursed energy structure, which is the problem that a lot of sorcerers make, and that's why their domain expansions are weak. You need to refine your barrier techniques and just practice instead of practicing on your innate technique. Because, yeah, practicing your innate technique will help, but if it sucks, right? Like, I'm not saying that it does, but you said that it's weak. People said that it's weak. If it's actually weak, it's your barrier technique. So try and just refine your barrier instead of working on your innate technique, because the barrier is where it's all at, right? I have an insanely refined barrier technique, which is why a lot of people can't break my domain, because I practice and train on my barrier technique. And that is what helps me trap people in my domain. And my domain's really cool. Let's just talk about it for a second, because not only is my barrier strong, so even if you catch it before it fully forms, you can't, a lot of people can't, combat it. But once you're in it, because of the binding vows that are in my barrier, in the domain, you can't open up your own you can't open up your own barrier, your own domain. Because of the binding vows that restrict all your cursed energy. So that's something else I would learn. It's way more advanced. But some binding vows would be nice. They don't come with everyone, and sometimes you just can't do it. But I'd look into it. On to our next and last caller of the night.
Hello. My name is Ned.
Hello, Ned.
I'm from Kyoto, and
Another Kyoto student.
I've been taking the medical classes quite frequently. I'm trying to learn how to heal, like the nurses. And there's this technique. What was it? Well, it was
RCT?
reverse curse technique.
Yeah.
And I just can't. I can't learn it.
Yeah.
I've been training for so long. I've been in this class. I've been in this school for 2 years, and I've been taking medical classes since the beginning because I always wanted to be a nurse who can help these sorcerers who come back from battle.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't. I can't seem to be able to learn it, and it's really breaking me down. So if you know how, could you please help me? This is my dream to become a nurse at Jujutsu High. Yeah, could you help me? Thank you.
Thank you for calling, Ned. Nurse. All right, that's a very helpful position that not a lot of people aim for. So that's a really I admire that. RCT, reverse curse technique. A lot of sorcerers cannot get it down because they overcomplicate it. Because it's heal with cursed energy. Anyone can do it. That's such a strange concept to people. But when you really think about it, it's not as complicated as it seems. Everyone overcomplicates it. So think of it as a math problem. All right. They probably haven't taught it to you like this because let's be honest, everyone knows that Kyoto sucks. No offense to the students there, but their curriculum is horrible. But just think of it like a math problem. Cursed energy is negative. It's a negative number in this scenario. It can enhance the body, but it cannot regenerate it. Everyone knows this. It can enhance the body, but when it comes to healing, that's a no-no. So what you do is you multiply that negative energy against itself. You take it and you just smash it together, and it creates positive energy, and that's the reverse curse technique. So it's not like some special kind of cursed energy that you have to discover or train to get. You just have to put it against itself. You have to master, maybe not master, but just understand control of how to really change your curse energy and move it around, and more importantly, in this scenario, smash it together. Because that's the thing, you multiply it against itself to create positive energy. And that's a reverse curse technique. I learned reverse curse technique not too long ago, actually, because it was complicated. It seemed complicated. It wasn't complicated, but it seemed complicated. Everyone overcomplicates RCT. Not everyone has it, and it's like, oh, heal with cursed energy is something that anyone can do. That's fucking crazy. What are you talking about? But once I thought about it, I sat down and I was experimenting with my cursed energy, because that's basically what I do all day. I go into the training grounds, my own private training grounds, and I just experiment and I practice all day. And I just found out that it's as simple as multiplying your cursed energy against itself that creates positive energy, which is the reverse curse technique. So that's what you need to practice on. If your true intention is to become the best nurse in all of Jujutsu, you have to master your control, and you have to learn how to multiply your curse energy against itself. Yeah, that's the reverse curse technique. Thank you for calling, Ned, and I really hope that you get to become a nurse. With that being said, those were all our calls for today, and I think I'm going to end the podcast here. This has been a great episode. All of you, I hope all of you who have called, I wish all of you the best, and I have no doubt that you will become great and maybe even special grade sorcerers once the day comes. You just need to practice in these specific fields that I have provided to you. With that being said, this has been True Jujutsu Podcast. Thank you, my loyal fans, and Morningstar Special Grade out.